This is Rob from Thraw. You're listening to Doom Tomb, and Thraw sucks.
This is the Doom Tomb Podcast, the podcast for all things stoner, doom, and sludge. My name is Chris. I am your host. Today on the podcast, we have all of the members from Spirit Mother. This was a really on-the-spot interview. Didn't even plan it. Everybody was so gracious with their time, and, we got into a few different things. I think it's really interesting. I hope you enjoy it. This is the band Spirit Mother. I am outside of Lunchbox in Phoenix, Arizona, with all of the members from the band Spirit Mother. How you doing?
Fantastic.
Now, could you go around and introduce yourselves? When you do, get the mic right up close to you so we can hear you.
My name is Sean. I play guitar.
My name's Armand. I play bass.
My name is Sarah. I play violin.
Landon, and I play drums.
Now, how long have you all been a collective group?
Ooh. Spirit Mother's been playing for 2 years? Just about 2 years, but these two, Sean and Landon, have been with us less than a year.
Right.
So all of us together, this current lineup, is less than a year. Yeah.
So previously, was it more of like a two-piece or?
No, we did a 4-piece, a 3-piece, just different. We hadn't. We had an 18-year-old that couldn't get into bars at one point, but
That happens.
Yeah.
That happens. There's a couple bands around here, and it's like, they want to be on the bills, and they, some of them, once they reach 18, you can play the gig, but then you got to leave. You got to go. And there's some kids out here right now, which really is a testament to, like, and I posted something on Instagram a while ago about rock. People are saying, like, rock is dead. Fuck you. It ain't dead, because if it wasn't, this wouldn't be happening right now. And to see these young kids coming around and just bringing new thunder, I just love it. I can't get enough of it. So let's talk a little bit. You guys were all just at Monolith on the Mesa. What can you tell me about that experience? I think that was an inaugural, right?
Yeah, that was the first round.
And what can you tell me? Like, was there anyone that you stuck around to see that you really enjoyed?
Yeah, we were there for everything.
Dead Meadow.
Dead Meadow was his favorite. Let the record show that
Pinkish
was Landon's
Black.
Yeah.
Pinkish Black killed it.
Pinkish Black was my favorite too.
Did Pinkish Black play as they played as a two-piece, right? Yeah. Okay.
There's band Communion from Austin too.
Hold on a second.
This band Communion from Austin. They're super heavy.
They ruled.
They ruled.
That they can't. Somebody mentioned them on a previous podcast. Like, that's the band to check out. What are they bringing?
Just a bunch of heavy cosmic waves, kind of thunder drone of like. I don't know how to really explain it. It's just really heavy and loud and brutal. Bunch of dudes. The dude Dusty plays in another band, and they're super rad. Just a bunch of collective artists. They kind of make a big thunderstorm.
All right, you heard it. So you got to check out Communion. No, what did you think? I saw some of the videos, and they had like a killer, like a liquid light show.
Mad Alchemy.
Yeah, Mad Alchemy. I saw Mad Alchemy in December. They were with the band Earthless and Oxford Coma, and it's such a unique experience. If anybody hasn't seen it. And when I first heard of Mad Alchemy, I thought, I don't know, they're gonna come out with a projector or like or maybe like one of the overhead projectors, but they had like a half a dozen of them, and everybody's working constantly. It is, right?
Yeah, it's the real deal. That dude works his ass off.
Just as much fun as it is to see the screen. of like his work,
Right.
it's equally as fun to just watch him
Absolutely.
because he's so in it. If you've ever like, it is totally an instrument.
Absolutely.
And if you ever want to see someone 100% into whatever they're doing, which is not easy to find,
Right.
you look at Matt
He puts his
Alchemy.
heart into it. You look at him, it looks like he just like juggled 3 buckets of paint and he's just like looking for the next band to jam with them on visuals. So yeah, it was a rad experience.
Now, talking about you all live, this is the first time I've got a chance to see you all live, and the one thing that I was very surprised at was the amount of violin that you play. I thought it was going to be like just a piece, and then I didn't know, maybe a backing vocal or something. You're all over that song. If you were to like, there was another band I saw recently called like Insenordal, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Like real like death, blackened doom, and they have I don't know if it's a violin, viola. I apologize, but just to have that in this genre, it's so unique. What's your training in it?
Well, when I was little, I did classical, like every violinist. And in high school, did jazz, which really helped me with improvising. And then after that, I mean, a mix between all of those. Just improvising is the main thing, like not having to have sheet music in front of you, being able to improvise
Right.
allows you to be able to do this kind of thing. So.
And I got to see what the rest of the story is. You know, I heard it, with some of the releases on Bandcamp. I didn't know where those sounds were coming from. And then I find out you're the one creating some of the sounds and some of the starts of some of the music and just like plucking and et cetera. It's different than what you're used to. You're thinking like somebody's going to take a bow and start, which you do, but then you have this like plucking technique and working through some pedal works or some distortion or what have you.
Yeah. I played through a pedal board and a guitar amp. It took us a bit to really dial in the sound for that. Like I said, we've been around for like 2 years, but over the past year, we've really dialed in our sound, especially the violin, in order to blend it because it's such a different instrument.
Absolutely, it is. So now I was talking to you off mic about some of the stuff that I heard on Bandcamp. And would you mind? Could we start with Heathens first? I wanted to know. You were telling me a story about it. Could you let the public know about how that song came about?
Yeah, I was playing in this electric mariachi band. It's true.
It really?
I'm 100%.
Well, all right.
serious.
Well, what was the name?
They were called Caesar y los Viajeros.
Bless you. Yes, good. All right. Sure. Okay. I'm with you.
Yeah, and I was their touring lead guitarist, and we were playing in L.A., and this dude came in, and I guess he was from Minnesota or something. He's like, hey, I just moved here. I'm trying to become a producer. I'm giving up free times. Don't film me.
No, go ahead. Take some shots. Go ahead.
And he asked me if I had a band, and because he came in late, so I was like, no, I don't have a band. I can come up with something, though, real quick. And he's like, sure, come on in.
Right.
And I'm sure he expected me to spend multiple days because he gave me a free day. And so I wrote the song Heathens, and I harassed my roommate until he would drum on it. And then we showed up, except we showed up late because he was super, super stoned and wouldn't wake up.
Do you think it helped with the track?
No.
Not even a little bit.
No.
All right.
We had to rush because of that.
I got you.
No breakfast.
Breakfast when you're not heathens.
Nothing. I just banged on the door of my roommate until he would wake up.
He was a heathen. When he
We got tacos when we got there, though.
So that was like pretty quick. It's like almost like you did like a live feel, and sometimes you, like you said, you only get a few takes of that because you had your free day, and you banged that out with like no problem whatsoever.
We did drums and bass live, which is how I did the following songs as well, just because I like it like that.
Right.
And it also works if you're it also works if you're pressed for time, you know.
Absolutely. And you know what? Do you feel that you work best like that? Do you feel best that you work under pressure, or he did? Okay.
He won't admit it, but yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's fair enough. Fair enough. Now, one of the tracks I wanted to hear tonight, which thank you, I appreciate that. But I'll get into that in a second. Black Sheep. What can you tell me about that track?
What do you want to know?
Did you how long did it take to create?
That song, I wrote it with that same drummer originally, and it sounded completely different. And we weren't very much on the same page, so we were kind of both doing different things the whole time.
Right.
And I hated the song.
Okay.
I thought it sucked. I thought we had a cool riff, but it was the black.
It was the black sheep of all the songs. Yeah.
And so I redid it, and then just left it alone for a really long time because it took me a while to get another band going.
Right.
And when I finally got a group of people that kind of were at least pretending to be into it, it formed a little bit, and it actually got more mellow. It used to be more like a punk song.
Okay.
And it kind of mellowed out a little bit, and that's.
Do you find that with a lot of your tracks, like it starts off in one genre and then it winds up being something completely different the more you work it?
I think as soon as it passes through someone else's input, it changes.
Absolutely.
It goes through like security doors.
Yeah, it various security
Your
doors.
style's over here.
They're all written as folk songs.
Oh yeah, originally I don't have that many resources to be loud where I live,
Right.
so I write everything on an acoustic guitar,
Okay.
and so everything starts as a folk song, and then depending on who I'm playing with, it turns into music.
And you've got a great bunch of people. I mean, the sound that you delivered is just fantastic on stage, and I was really happy to hear Space Cadets. That's got to be one of my favorite tracks.
Thanks, man.
I love the vocal sound, and I was curious if you're gonna do the same vocal live, which
Did I?
completely. I mean, you completely pulled it off, and it sounded exactly the way I wanted to hear it. It couldn't have sounded any better. I just absolutely
Thanks,
loved it.
man.
So then you have Shapeshifter. Is that a preamble or what have you to what's going to come for the next release?
Yes.
And what can you tell me about the next release? Because I know you were saying that you're thinking about maybe a little heavier this time.
What I was saying is I wrote this whole record before I had the band that I have now. Like we kind of cycled through musicians for a long time getting our feet. Now we have our lineup between
Right.
Sean, myself, Sarah, and Landon, and doing the songs that I recorded, almost a year ago now. It kind of gave it new life. It got a lot heavier.
And oh, is it the fault of the drummer or?
It's kind of, it was like a lot of small changes over time. We lost our bass player, and I was playing guitar.
Right.
And so I just decided to ditch guitar altogether and play bass, violin, drums only.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where it started to get darker. And then we lost our drummer at the time, and Landon stepped in, and then it got darker and heavier.
Right.
And then we got Sean, and Sean was like the icing on the cake. He brought the fullness back to the sound.
Made it richer and just bigger. Now he keeps talking about. So what are some of your influences that you feel that you brought to the band to make it a little heavier?
Oh, hey. I don't know. I prefer a louder, tighter drum sound, and
Right.
even when I would switch to playing guitar-driven songs or whatever, writing songs on guitar, like I would always want to hear the drums that I would do,
Right.
and I don't know, just the heavier sound. I prefer the heavier, bigger Bonham sound.
And I kind of heard it towards the end of the set, where it's almost like almost like a jam session of sorts, like a short jam, and you brought that, you got that heaviness, more heaviest, whatever it is, just the heavier is this, and that really brought it out. I really enjoyed that. I mean, I go around cover stoner doom, and I wrote this down. I don't know if it's an apt description, but from what I've heard, it's like dream psych with an alt indie edge. Now,
There you go.
and I was curious for yourself, because honestly you don't hear a lot of violin in a lot of this music, and just sometimes you hear fiddle in country or what have you, but like, where do you get your influence from?
My influence comes from the band,
Right.
honestly. I mean, most of my violin is improvised, so whatever they're all laying out inspires me, and I get my inspiration from
Right.
what I'm getting. A lot of classical and jazz inspires me, but obviously not the same genre, so I think most of my inspiration comes from the guys that I write and play my music with.
Now, did you listen to any, like, I would say maybe alt rock growing up or whatever? Because like
Who didn't?
when I heard your the way you were playing, for whatever reason, the first thing I thought of was Camper Van Beethoven with something matchstick. I forgot what it's called, but that they got that little the beginning of the song is violin, and then they go into the track. It's I don't know how many other hits they had. If they had any other, it might be a one-hit wonder alt track. Have you ever heard it? Are you familiar?
I haven't. There's an alt band that I'm thinking of, KK and the Sunshine Band.
Oh.
Wait, no, KK and oh shit, was it?
I know
KK?
KC and the Sunshine
no,
Band.
I know, I just mixed it up. KK
Make a little dance
and something else.
Get down tonight.
Shit.
Yeah,
What is it? You know what I'm talking about?
They dress up like a cult.
Yeah, they look like a cult 20-piece band. They're awesome. I can't remember. It's been since high school since I've listened to them, but they had strings and they were KK.
Yeah. Is it Polyphonic Spree? Is that the name of it?
Nah, it's KK and
But I know who
something.
that. I know that.
It is KK
Yeah.
and something. I remember that.
Oh, I'm
And
forgetting.
it's not K.
Is it KK Downing? Maybe it was like
Nah,
a
I
priest. They do a
forget.
lot of priest covers or Judas Priest covers or something.
Uh-huh.
Google it.
Andrew Bird. Andrew Bird was a huge influence. He does a lot of loops.
Right.
So he does vocals. He's one-man band, vocals. Andrew Bird. He loops the violin and sings, and he's amazing. He was a huge influence on
Do you
me.
ever do-
Whistles, the best whistler of all time.
It's all about the whistling.
Okay, no one whistle. No
Do
one
you?
whistles.
Do you ever do loops?
I do. So I looped a few times. I remember the band name KK and the Weathered Underground.
Awesome. That's a deep
pretty
pull right
sure. there.
That's a deep pull.
I'm hoping I didn't screw it up again.
So
But, yeah, I loop. I definitely looped a few times. for the
Right.
show.
that sounds. It sounds odd when it's outside of the venue. It's like I looped. I don't even, okay. So you're from Buffalo. Is anybody else straight from Long Beach, or is it just because I know you're residing in Long Beach, California right now? That's correct.
Long Beach, yes.
Long Beach.
Yeah.
Now, years ago, I heard that there's a lot of drama in the LBC.
There is.
Yeah, and it's hard to be Snoop D-O-double-G. Now, do you think that you're ever going to incorporate maybe a Snoop Dogg cover in your set?
That would be cool.
Sean would have to sing it.
We probably couldn't pull it off.
If Snoop is listening to this, we would love to work with you. I mean, Snoop, we know that you're listening to this.
we don't want to do any of the OGs disrespect, so we're gonna let their songs lay where they're at.
Right.
It's like when a band tries to cover like a new Black Sabbath tune or something. You know, it's like
you did your
just
masterpiece.
Let it do its thing. Yeah.
Let it lay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
It's-
And it's a very interesting subject because this happened a couple of podcasts ago. There were some people that were actually it was Stonewitch that they were seeing, the guys that you played with tonight, and one of the guys leaned into me and he says, "What the fuck is this?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He says, this is like a concert. I'm like, yeah, you're at a concert, dude. And so he says, man, I could take that and make a sample. I could take that and make a sample. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's due time. Maybe there is somebody that you can collaborate with that would be on more of a hip hop genre. You know, I mean, you might as well just keep it open to everything. You never know where it's going to hit.
That's the way it is nowadays. If you look at all the big festivals, it's a lot of rock bands collab with a lot of rap now, and you look at it, and it's just kind of evolving into what it is. So there's no control over it. We're just going to do our thing and let it ride.
I remember hearing Little John, or Lil John. He what the hell's going on in there? There's
It's a band.
there's an EDM thing starting, and they're doing like a little bit of a
Eagles of Death Metal?
no, a little different, electronic dance music, and this is more. They're doing like a more avant-garde show, so it's going to be a lot of feedback. It's kind of sounds like that, but you know, there's room for everybody. There's room for all genres. So yeah, I think maybe there would be some rooms down the line for something like that with a hip hop and whatever.
I drummed for some hip hop stuff before.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did. I drummed for Lupe Fiasco for one gig.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And what, you know, like how do you? So you've seen the crowds because you guys have been out on tour recently. So what's the difference in the crowd?
Oh, one's like a straight up party. Everybody's having like they just, I don't know, got their drink that they ordered and they're having the nighttime of their night.
It's like Spring Break 2015,
yeah, spring break,
nonstop.
throwing like their shirt up, waving it around.
That
And
would
then
be our
there's
shows.
Lupe Fiasco shows.
Yeah, you nailed it. So
Lupe Francesco.
now you've been on the road for a couple days now. You're heading to Vegas next, right? Do you know who you're playing with in Vegas?
Yes. Loom from San Diego. They're cool. Bunch of psychedelic rappers.
Right.
Farley from O-Side, and then this band from Vegas. They're a bunch of local rippers. They're called like Bad Trip.
Oh, nice.
So it should be fun. We're playing at the Bunkhouse Saloon. End this trip in Vegas, so we'll see what happens.
I think they just did a fest there recently,
Oh yeah.
like a Vegas
sure.
Vegas Stoner Doom extravaganza recently. So okay, so now you're on tour, and I'm just going to ask you just a quick few more questions, and because I know you guys got to head out. So on tour, what is the food of choice?
PB&J's
PB&J.
every time.
Okay, we've done it. The PB&J has come up on a previous podcast, so let's break this down if we can. And I apologize, everybody, because I've asked these questions before. But yes, go ahead.
He's also the only one eating PB&Js. So
Everybody has had PB&J's.
We're from Los Angeles,
except
so
Sean.
it's a blackberry jam with crushed peanuts on a wheat bread.
Oh, so it's more artisan, is what you're going for.
No, we
Like,
shop
is-
at the 99-cent store. Do you guys have that in Phoenix?
There's plenty of them
The
around.
99 cents only store. You can get 2 loaves of bread, a bunch of jam, and a bunch of jelly for under $5. A bunch of jam and peanut butter.
So okay, no. So let's ask. So PB&J, that we're solid on that. Do you go
Hell
creamy or
yes.
crunchy?
I go whatever the 99-cent store's got in stock.
Okay, now okay.
You never know. They always change it up. You can't
They
get
change
get
that
familiar.
shit up
Don't get
seasonally.
comfortable.
yeah, you're gonna get like cinnamon flavored peanut butter.
You,
Good stuff. I like the expensive peanut butter.
the expensive. Now okay.
He's always trying to get us to eat out places.
Now if you want to go expensive, there's a. Have either of you ever had a Biscoff cookie? Yeah. Okay, Biscoff.
On the airplane.
Yes, they do. Biscoff makes a spread like a peanut butter. Now I'm gonna, I'd even give you a couple bucks to go to the store and pick one up because it is like you don't even want to bother putting it on bread. You're just gonna eat it right out of
That's
the tub.
like Trader Joe's cookie butter. Same
It is
thing.
so good. Yeah, very much so.
If you make it too good, we would eat too much of it at once and not ration it.
You got it. Yeah, it's a good
Guys,
point.
You don't need a ration of PB&Js.
You're gonna have to.
We got a Subway sandwich and ate it the next day.
A yoga mat, so it was okay.
So okay, now here's the other question, and I'm sure they'll have it at a 99-cent store. Have you ever substituted, and maybe instead of a jelly or a jam or an artisan blackberry? Thank you,
Artisan
sir.
blackberry frittata.
Amen. Have you ever done the peanut butter and fluff?
Fuck is fluff.
It's a marshmallow cream. It is.
You were talking about that.
Yeah. See, this guy
I
knows.
haven't.
Buffalo, New York, representing.
Foreman too. If you want a little secret, throw it in the foreman. 45 seconds, crispy.
Now, do you
No
put a little butter
more
on the
than-
bread first? Get it all tight.
Hershey's syrup.
Sugar.
Yeah, I don't like.
Except if it's he hates sugar, he hates fucking treats.
Treats.
Except if it's in his coffee
I love it. Okay, so
or his women.
Strangely
This
enough,
guy ate a box of dog treats yesterday.
and strangely enough,
From the
these two,
99.
Armand and Sarah, eat candy. Like I've never seen like a bag of Twizzlers,
This is true.
like some kind
I'm
of.
more of a
like,
mustard and bread
gummy
kind of
bears.
guy, you know. Yeah, just bland.
are you going yellow or are you going spicy brown?
Whatever we got, baby.
Oh, you double duty.
No,
He did both at the gas station.
He eats gas station dogs with not a care in the world.
Hey,
All the toppings
With every
I ate
topping.
one hot dog.
with sauerkraut and onions.
now
And
when
jelly.
because believe it or not, we actually had a lengthy discussion with another band I interviewed right before you, and we had a lot of discussion about convenience store hot dogs. So do you go spicy on the hot dog or you keep it plain?
I'm classic. Just ketchup, mustard, relish, boom.
Wait a minute. Hold on just a second. Oh, wait a minute. You heard. I'll give you the mic. Go ahead.
What? She dropped hers on the floor and still ate it. So what do we got?
I don't get ketchup on a hot dog.
I don't know. It's just, I like it in my macaroni and cheese
go.
too.
You European? What's going on?
Yeah, you can tell. Yeah, no, it's got to be
I'm not
mustard.
a picky eater. I'll put a smack of dirt on top of the hot dog. I'll eat it. I don't really care.
The guy who actually had one PB&J.
No PB and
I'll
Did
fucking
you
eat
get
a
a mac
peanut
and
butter
cheese
jelly.
slice of pizza the other day.
Oh, that sounds good. Now you're talking.
That's like high-end shit though.
Now, do you ever?
Should we all make peanut butter and jellies at this table right now and eat them together?
Bread.
No, you know what? Ration, my friend. Ration. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, we gotta save.
We're at jam too, raspberry as well as the blackberry.
We gotta go to Vegas. We got a couple Scooby snacks. We'll be good to go.
All right. Well, you know what? I appreciate this time.
Thank you.
I really do. So, can you tell me what's coming up for the next release and what people can look forward to?
People can look forward to more than 3 songs that we have currently released.
Now, do you think I grabbed your 7-inch
Thank you.
record, please? Yeah, just in case. I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea.
It's a big CD.
Yeah, and kudos to you. So, are you gonna release it on vinyl?
Yes.
And do you have an idea? You think you're gonna go just straight black? You gonna maybe try to get some color variants or?
Oof. Probably just straight black for this
Right.
first. Yeah, it depends on who's doing it.
I'm gonna hope for 180 gram weight. That would be nice. Nice heavy, thick vinyl.
There we go.
Get a nice deep dark sound.
De-warpable.
How many songs we got?
10. We got 10 songs.
You got 10. All right.
Yeah.
Right on. That'll be full. That's a full release.
It is. Yeah, it's our debut self-produced record, and it'll be out sometime in the fall. And
Awesome.
we'll be back on the road.
Now, how can everybody reach you on social media?
Here's my number.
1-900. Go ahead. I'm listening.
So we have a website. You can hit us up there. All our social media has our band info, our email, and what? Instagram, Facebook, fucking info at Spirit Mother. I'm failing. SpiritMotherOfficial.com.
Or you can go.
And our
Yeah.
management. All right.
Yes, please go right ahead.
They don't like when I do my freestyle plugs, you know?
All right. Would you like to tell?
Because I don't know.
She doesn't know the plug. Only I know the plug, and they get mad at me when I fuck it up.
So basically, go to Instagram, go to Facebook, type in Spirit Mother, see what comes up.
Buy our shit.
Buy it and go for it.
Just kidding. We're really proud of what we do. We just teamed up with this clothing maker. I don't even know what the hell you call people that make clothes, but hell of a dude. Good homie, Eric, if you're listening, I love you. He sponsored our first run of merch, so he gave us some T-shirts, jackets, and crew necks
Right.
that he hand stitches, and it's such nice material.
Right.
And he let us stamp our shit on it.
So it's limited run. So
It's incredibly limited run.
was that the jacket I saw?
Yep.
Oh, nice. So
Polymers,
it's probably
it's
limited.
called. When this run, we're gonna kind of like, what I've got is we're gonna reconvene after we sell out, and we're already almost sold out.
Awesome. So get it while you can and find it on tour.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for hanging out. I really appreciate it. Safe travels. And I can't wait to hear the new
time.
material. Thank you so
Thanks,
much,
man.
everybody. Thank you. A big thanks goes out to Spirit Mother. It was like an on-the-spot interview. I didn't contact them beforehand. Shame on me. But, I think we got some good material. And let's hear a track from them. This is one of their releases. This is called Black Sheep.
Down on the seventh night, I make no
Thanks for hanging out towards the end. DoomToonPodcast@gmail.com. That's how to reach us. And you can also send us a submission. We'll also put it on the radio show, craniumradio.com. I've got this show Sunday evenings, afternoons, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you will hear some of the finest and the newest in stoner, doom, and sludge. I really appreciate everybody downloading the episodes. Even the spotlight episodes have been gaining a lot of interest, and it's turning people on to some music. Maybe they might have missed it. You never know. Either way, thank you so much for listening. Really appreciate you all so very, very much. Appreciate the messages that you've been sending me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And next time will be the interview with Beira. Until that time, the next time, meantime, and in between time, keep going to the shows. Enjoy yourselves. Buy that band merch. And don't forget to stay heavy.